Cataclean, Cataclean, do you know what I mean? I don't have the bottle anymore to show you. It's not a video, with fun stuff, me pouring it in the tank, but what do you need to see? Just going to talk to you as brief as I can, because nobody wants to hear this for 10 minutes. Cataclean, did it work? I don't think so. It seemed like kind of like you get a small amount anyways. There was a lot more in my last video where we're trying to solve the check engine light code about the p0420 code and 430 code, catalytic converters, both of them on my van, left bank and right bank, operating under efficiency. So, which means there is a good potential that they're just simply sooted up and need a good cleaning to get back to normal. Well, that good cleaning really involves taking them off the car and soaking them in some detergent and other things. And by the time I do that, I might as well just get a whole new set on there. Although for the price, it's crazy. But for the work involved, having to cut them off or take apart the subframe of the van and replace other parts, it's just too much messing around. So we tried lacquer thinner before. If you saw my last video, there were some improvements, but the codes ultimately came back. And now I tried Cataclean exactly per the instructions with the 3 gallons of gas in the tank, poured it in, drove the 20 minutes, and check engine light didn't come off. Tried a couple drive cycles later. I'm still getting the pending codes, so it doesn't look at this point like it worked. I'll give you an update if suddenly it just doesn't show up anymore, but I doubt that. So the last thing I want to say about it is the bottle has, where the cap is, has these 2 little ridges on it. And, it's designed to fit all the way in the tank and get past all the default things there that are meant to keep people from siphoning your gas. So that was good. But when you're trying to pull it out, my van here, and so just a heads up to anyone who has a Ford Transit or any other vehicle that has the new style filler that doesn't use a gas cap. They just used a flap on the outside and an internal flap. The little rings on the bottle got caught on the flap, so as I was done pouring it in, all I have is I have a bottle sticking out of my gas tank, and I'm not going to drive down the road like that. So what are you going to do? You're pulling on it, trying to be gentle with it. So you just got to give it a good hard yank, and it did come out. I think the better way would have been to put maybe some kind of piece of plastic, a long, thin piece of plastic in there to raise up the flaps and allow the bottle to get pulled out easier. But a yank worked, but it also seemed like it was close to causing a problem with the flaps that are in my tank. And the last thing I need is a stupid $20 bottle of snake oil to cost me more money in repairs to a fuel filler neck. So so far, thumbs down for Cataclean. It seems like a lot of money for very little. I am going to try, though, one more product because right next to the Cataclean on the shelf was another brand that specifically claimed on the package that it was for these exact codes. And it was $3 more because I think they were taking advantage of the marketing that Cataclean wasn't taking advantage of. Basically saying, hey, this is why you're buying the product, because when a customer comes into the store, if they see the product listing the exact problem that they're having, they're likely to go buy that one over the competition and spend the extra $3. So this was like a newer competing brand, and we'll see if that does anything. I'm very skeptical. I'm probably about to waste another $25 to almost $30 on this stupid product. But we're desperate. We want to hopefully clear, do something that'll just clean the catalytic converters and save me still cheaper than the thousands of dollars in replacing them. So we'll see. But that will be the end of me dumping money into snake oil products for that cure. We'll just live with it after that and decide if we want to replace the cats or just let this thing get to its ultimate mileage, where I'd say probably in another 100,000 miles, which is going to be a year in this van based on the job that I do, expediting freight across the country. It's going to be up to 360,000 miles, and 300 and 400,000 miles seems to be about the mechanical limits for most of these transit vans. So we'll see where we're at when we're there. And at that point, if the body's good and we decide to put a new engine in it, then at that point, we'll just get a new exhaust system, because that'll probably be toast at that time too. So we'll see how that goes. So that's my story on Cataclean. I would not recommend it at all if you have a car with a non-gas cap, one of the newfangled fillers with just the flaps and no gas cap. So, all right, we'll update if suddenly the code I'm suddenly not getting it back. I'll update it, but as of this morning, I was still getting pending codes, which means that after 150 miles, it was probably going to fire up those, throw off the check engine light again. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Enjoy.